on X-Wing? Great. We're saved.
Wiser words were never spoken by Cara Dune, or indeed, anyone on the show. Gina Carano made a name for herself in mixed martial arts as one of the first prominent women to be featured in that sport. Before 2006, women's MMA was not as visible. Thanks to Carano's multiple fight appearances in Elite XC and Strikeforce, and thanks to her concurrent role as Crush on the short-lived remake of American Gladiators in 2008, she was referred to by some as the face of the sport. The woman they once called Conviction made the full transition to Hollywood after her final fight, and only loss in 2009. Carano was one of the most successful stories of an athlete making the switch to and enjoying at least moderate success in show business. I want to preface the following slides with the sincere claim that as a person, I adore Gina Carano from what I have seen, especially when you look at her personality and actions compared to other Hollywood types. She's a peach. From what we have seen, I probably have a lot in common with her politically. When you see anyone that has been around Hollywood voicing opinions that even slightly differ from the status quo, you have the beginnings of a winner. Also, she's scorching hot and exactly my type of girl. Having said that, we're going to talk about why I do not love Cara Dune. During the first season of The Mandalorian, Pop Sugar contributor Olivia Lucchini wrote a piece for the online news outlet. Let's read. The Mandalorian's Cara Dune is the feminist badass we needed from Star Wars. Played by former mixed martial arts fighter Gina Carano, Cara Dune's character was bound to be a force to be reckoned with from the start. Her first interaction with the main character, the Mandalorian, is a perfectly executed hand-to-hand combat scene in which she nearly bests the starring bounty hunter. While Leia, Padme, Rey, Rose Tico, and Jyn Erso are all fighters who have proved themselves, Cara Dune brings something brand new with her warrior-strong capabilities to match anyone she comes across with her hands alone. Hand-to-hand combat is rare in the galaxy far, far away, where lightsabers and blasters are so much quicker, so seeing a female character hold her own against a starring male character in an uncommon fighting style for the franchise was something to behold. Not only does Cara Dune bring a new style of combat, she brings a new aesthetic. Cara Dune is the opposite of soft. She's bold, brave, and rough around the edges. And she should be because she's a retired shock trooper of the Galactic Civil War. Her style is new too. Name one other character bold enough to get the symbol for the Rebel Alliance tattooed on their face. You most likely cannot. Cara avoids the buns and braids that have become somewhat of a standard for Star Wars female protagonists, instead sporting a refreshing and edgy side cut. In terms of body type diversity, Cara Dune is pulling all of the weight for that movement in the Star Wars franchise, badoom psh. Given the fact that Carano is a former athlete with years of training, Cara is muscular and solid, standing apart from the pack of predominantly slender protagonists that have come before her. As a woman who also isn't slender, watching Cara Dune on screen finally felt like there was someone who I could see myself within this fictional universe I have long admired. Olivia goes on to call her sassy and praising her calling out of the Mandalorian for all of his faults and making sure she's the one to knock some sense into him. And she then, once again, says she provides someone that fans can see themselves in. That's a big SJW thing. In case anyone is concerned about Ms. Lucchini's woke credentials, she has the pronouns and bio box checked and writes for Screen Rant, a website with which we are quite familiar. Here is a quote tweet from the New York Slimes used as a virtue signal to show how proud she is that her alma mater is the bestest at combating the spread of the virus. Here she tweets pronoun stickers. She probably would have been racked with guilt if she'd scrolled past without retweeting. It appears that she is more than qualified to declare Cara Dune a feminist badass. But let's look at the evidence ourselves. When we first see Cara Dune in the series, she is able to slip out of a restaurant without Din Djarin noticing. He goes outside to find her, and a brawl ensues. The woman is able to land several impactful blows to Din Djarin's helmet. Later in the series, the Disney Star Wars version of Dark Troopers, which were built up as big threats, were unable to punch the Mandalorian's helmet as hard as Cara Dune apparently did. Later, she tells the Mandalorian that she has been a shock trooper for the rebels but left after the New Republic mission changed, which wasn't to her liking. She suggests he leave the planet as it is her turf. Like a good, submissive male, he agrees to leave. After being hired to defend a village from raider attacks, he hires Dune to help him. She's shown to be somewhat more competent than the armored bounty hunter and even uses his weapon. After the bad guys are defeated, she kills an assassin apparently trying to kill Baby Yoda. She's not only a badass, but she is more instinctive than the dull-witted male in silver armor. In a later episode, she's seen defeating a much larger opponent in the form of a Zabrak male in a prize fight. The Zabrak later pays up for the loss and she mocks him. Eminently more practical than the lead character, she asks if the baby will be safe up in the cockpit. They weren't. The baby almost crashed the ship. In the following season, she decides to take on a small gang of Aqualish all by herself, much of it in hand-to-hand combat. She wins, of course. Soon after, the good Magister praises her for cleaning up the town. You go, girl. Wait, didn't she say this earlier in the series about being a peacekeeper? Citing it as the reason for leaving New Republic service? I guess she changed her mind and even accepted an official badge later. Speaking of which, Captain Obvious, call sign OBS, not only asks her, an Alderaanian, if she lost anyone in the planet's destruction, but he makes the remark about her being quite a soldier. Wait, back up. Last season, she reveals her chain code is something that would identify her and thus enable the authorities to nab her for the crime she committed after leaving the service. Good friend Grief Karga fixed that, you say? Then how did OBS know she was a good soldier? Creating a new identity and thus eliminating the criminal history is one thing, but then she wouldn't have her history of being quite a soldier. Eliminating the criminal records from a person's history in all the interconnected databases across the galaxy is far-fetched. I guess all you have to do is add a few lines about quote-unquote clerical errors, and you're good. Charlie's Angels girl power scene. Luke Skywalker was a known Jedi in training. He openly carried a lightsaber in front of other rebels. If one thinks there is some way to explain this away, one need look no further than Disney Lucasfilm's own continuity to see that it was quite clear to rebels that Luke was involved in Jedi practices. As well, Luke was a wanted man in true continuity. This has been established for decades in the real world. In this scene from the first season with the female Mandalorian, Cara Dune was definitely aware that Din Djarin must hunt down Jedi as part of his quest to get the baby to where he needs to go. Given her service in the Rebel Alliance and New Republic, Dune would have definitely been aware of Luke. Not saying anything makes the character look really stupid, despite all the contrived achievements discussed earlier. It's poor and lazy writing that requires an explanation outside the narrative of the production, unless they try to shoehorn an explanation into Season 3. Ugh, Season 3. Cara Dune is a poorly realized and dull character that attempts to capitalize on the used template of Alderaanian survivor that has been done so much better in the expanded universe. Nothing in the characterization or the portrayal makes me want to go out and purchase related merchandise, which would benefit the same company that gave us films such as the Disney trilogy, terrible character-destroying novels and comics, and, well, The Mandalorian. Gina Carano is a courageous, opinionated, stand-her-ground person that is the epitome of a truly strong woman. I like most of her takes, and I definitely like the way she looks. It doesn't mean I love Cara Dune.